Okay, welcome back to Speed Punk's Garage. Today we're working on a 2016 BMW 335i M Sport. Because of the body lines, it was kind of difficult to get on the ramps. I had to actually jack up the vehicle by the jack point underneath and put the ramps underneath in reverse. But as you can see, it's on the ramps, everything's sturdy. Give it the technical shake, nothing's gonna fall, we all look good now. Today we're just going to do a routine oil change, and I'm going to take a look at the brakes because it's saying that the brake fluid's due for replacement. So I'm going to mighty back the booster out and crack open the bleeders, get everything down, drain it out, and get it going. As usual, my garage buddy's here, Gunner's here. You'll see him in the background. I'm walking around. He's here doing his thing. Sniffing things on the ground as usual. It's a pretty clean car. I've had this car for about 3 years now. It's got about 80,000 miles. Really nice car. I like it a lot. It's got a good amount of power. MHD Stage 2 Plus tune. Aftermarket exhaust system. Sounds awesome. Really nice, fast, fun car. Highly recommend them. X-Drive, especially living in New Jersey. Definitely pays for itself. Like I said, I'm going to do a routine oil change. I'll show you guys how to reset the iDrive system. It's a pretty quick procedure. A lot of people don't know how to do it, unfortunately, and they take it to the dealer and they spend 80 bucks to get it reset. And it's really, you don't really need to do that. Today I'm going to be using AMSOIL, European Motor Oil. This is a new product line that they launched not that long ago. The 0W30 is what I'm running. And a MAN oil filter, HU816X. I usually use Wicks, but they were actually sold out of Wicks. So I'm going to go with the MAN. They get pretty much the same reviews online. So I ordered this through AMSOIL as well. This literally came, I ordered it at like, I don't know, 10 p.m. Monday, and it came the next day, 10 a.m. Tuesday. It was like less than 12 hours they delivered it to my house. So that's awesome. So I'm excited to try this. And according to the manufacturer's recommendation, the vehicle takes 7 quarts of oil for a full drain and refill and new oil filter. So let's get started. Enough chit chat. I just wanted to get you up to par where we're at. Jacked it up. It's ready to go. I'm going to crawl underneath, drain the oil out. I'll crack this open so it flows a little bit better, and then I have a BMS aftermarket oil filter cap because the plastic ones are prone to cracking, or if you have a high load or anything like that, I highly recommend updating it to this. This is a pretty decent cost savings. If anybody's interested in this vehicle, like I said, this is like my weekend warrior, nice day vehicle. If you're interested in the mod list or things that I've done to it, it's pretty decently modded. I can go over some stuff if people are interested. I can do a full video of it, take you for some 0 to 60 runs, quarter-mile runs. I do have Draggy installed. I also have dash cams front and rear, and like I said, it's a fun little car. I play with it a lot and take it to the track pretty often. But I don't want to go crazy on it. I still want to be able to daily drive it. It's got some upgraded brake system and some other knickknacks. But all right, that's it for now. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna crawl underneath, get this oil drained. Okay, quick recap. This is the N55 BMW engine. It takes 7 quarts of oil. I'm going to, I guess I mentioned before, I have an aftermarket BMS oil filter cap where the oil filter is actually housed. This is a 19 millimeter, and the oil pan drain bolt is a 17 mil. I recommend getting like a decent capacity one because most of the ones that you get at like AutoZone or whatever, they're like 5 quarts, and being that this is 7, you're obviously going to have an issue. I got a 4-gallon one. You get this from Amazon. It's relatively cheap, and it has a nice little spout and stuff too. So let's scroll underneath. I'll show you where the drain pan is. I got my AAC certified maintenance mechanic Gunner here to assist me. So let's crawl underneath. Okay, so climbing underneath the car. I threw a light under here so you guys can see. All the way in the back, it's not this one. It's not the Allen key, Torx. It's the one that actually says oil. And since I'm meticulous when it comes to crap, I actually labeled it, and you know, I even said what it was. 17 mil, that's your oil. In case you're looking at it from different angles. In case somebody, if I ever sell the car or something like that, I'll make it easy for the other guy. So 17 mil, just double check. 17 mil, correct. So we'll get that cracked, and then we'll get that draining. See if I can set you guys up so you can see. It's really nothing exciting. It's just a basic oil change. I'm sure a lot of people have done it before. All right. It's always fun with a puppy. Trying to crawl over me while I'm doing this. Makes things very fun. I'm gonna have it any other way. He's a good boy. Right? Hey, you're a good boy. I know. Thank you. Okay. Yep. Thank you for looking me in the eye. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. I don't know how much you guys can see because I'm still getting used to this filming stuff. But anyway. So yeah, just gonna obviously loosen up the oil pan. Drain. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. The oil filter that it came, the main oil filter comes with a new copper crush gasket, which is really nice because they recommend you replace the crush gasket. So obviously get it loose. I recommend wearing gloves because it's going to be very warm because I just got done driving this on the highway. So let's get this out. Screw it out to have more threads. Put a little bit of tension on the drain bolt while you're unthreading it. It'll keep you from getting all covered in oil. Then when you get to the last couple threads, just be quick with it. Like that. See? Not too bad. So, got it just on my fingertips, so that's pretty good. And we're gonna let that drain. We're gonna go back up to the top. I'm gonna crack open the oil fill, let this thing drain out fully. And check my drain plug. Looks like it's a good shape. Oil's in relatively good shape. It's pretty low miles. It was just due time wise. So that should be it for now. All right, while the oil's draining underneath, I already cracked this open prior to draining. I just crack it. But a little recommendation: take the oil fill cap and put it someplace where you can't close the hood. You'll be forced to double check your oil. Obviously, you put it over by the latch or something like that, and you forget to add oil to your engine for some reason. You have emergency or something, you get called away or whatever. You're not going to be able to close your hood with the oil cap in the way. So it's going to remind you, oh crap, I don't have oil in my engine, and it'll save you a costly mistake. So here's a crush washer I was talking about. It's just a copper crush washer. Luckily, the Man and Wix both come with the new O-rings in the kit and a replacement crush washer. Like I said, they recommend replacing it. If it comes with it, replace it. If it's in good shape, you can probably reuse it. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal, especially if you, if it looks like it's in good shape. Just clean it real good before you reuse it if you choose to reuse it. That's all. Just a recommendation. Just want to give you guys some tips real quick, stuff that I do. While the oil's draining, you can always go look at other stuff. Check your fluids, top off your windshield washer fluid, stuff like that. It just doesn't cost anything when it's your own vehicle. Keep up on maintenance and stuff. So I go around and I check everything. I have an aftermarket charge pipe, so I usually checked, make sure that's still hooked up and O-rings look good. There's no leaks, there's no major, issues. Wiring looks good. There's no mice nests or leaves or anything stuck anywhere. Like I said, I top them off the washer fluid, and I'm going to be also doing some brake fluid repair or exchange, I guess you would call it. So that's all. Just wiping stuff down. That's it. Oil's still draining. Yeah, looks like it's relatively done. It's just dripping now. Awesome. Okay. So next step's going to be replace oil filter. I like to leave the drain pan under there. In order to replace this oil filter, it's a 19 millimeter. Obviously, it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. Very simple. I usually tuck some rags in between here just to keep some of the oil dripping down, because when you crack this open, the oil will drip down a little bit, but it's not like a lot. It's just enough to be a nuisance, basically. So I'll see if I can set you guys up. You can see what I'm talking about. Alright. So that's that right there. I'll grab my wrench. There you are. Okay, this is torqued down. It says 19 foot-pounds. I basically just do it till it's tight. You don't want to go too crazy because this is all aluminum. So, and then it's warm right now, so it's tight. Yeah, I'm shaking the whole car. Oh, boy. All right, take two on this, because it was gave me a little bit of a fight. And I did actually torque this down to like 19, 20 foot-pounds when I put it in, you know, 8 months ago. Like I said, it's mileage-wise, I have like 3,000 miles on this oil change. It's just due time-wise. Like I said, I'm a little anal when it comes to doing stuff meticulously, especially on my own vehicles. But 19 millimeter, like I said, pop this bad boy off. It was pretty tight. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, take two on this, because I actually brought out my breaker bar just to crack this loose, and I was very iffy about doing it because of how easy it is to strip this stuff out. But it was actually needed. I'm not sure why, but I mean, I guess that's a good thing because it's less likely to leak if it was that tight. I don't know. But pop this bad mamma jam off. Said, make sure your rags are there. I'm gonna grab some more rags just to be safe. Shop towels, whatever you got. I'll spin this off. Take a good look at it. Make sure there's no dirt, sand, or anything in the way. There it is. Now, other shop towels you can put underneath so you don't drip all over the shop floor. You gotta actually take this filter out of the housing. I'll show you after I get it out. Obviously my hands are covered in oil, so I just want to try to get it someplace. All right. So I just got a sop mat real quick. I'll show you. So I don't know how much you guys can see. I'll take a peek. Let me just touch the camera, see where you're at. Yeah, you can see. So here's your O-ring. Your large one, and here's your small one. And as you can see, I had the AmSoil oil filter in here, but it just slides over this honeycomb housing, and you know, this is your oil filter cartridge essentially. And you know, it's due time wise. It's actually not in bad shape. Not a lot of crud in there. Just a matter of a little peace of mind. You know, a couple bucks saves you a lot of trouble down the road. So we'll get this out of the way. I'll put it off over here in my cart. Let it drip dry. In the meantime, I'll get some fresh rags. I like to clean the oil housing out too. Oil filter housing. Just take some fresh rags. You can see down in there, you got some old oil. So I like to just sop that up with some old oil or good shop towels. Make sure they're the nice lint-free ones. If you're going to do this, I just like to do it just to get as much old oil out as possible, and then we'll replace the O-rings on these in a minute. So I'll be right back. Okay, so just get like a little container. I have an old Tupperware. It's super handy, especially if you got some crappy ones that you're going to replace. I'll throw them out, hold on to them. I just take the rags. Try to get as much old oil as you can. Like I said, I don't like to have all that old oil in there, and we're going to put a brand new filter in. Kind of defeats the purpose in my eyes. Very simple. And while you're at it, take a good look inside your oil filter housing. Take a good look at it. Make sure there's no sediment or debris or anything in there. You know, besides the oil just looking a little dark, it actually looks really clean. There's really nothing in there that's concerning, which is good. You know, there's no barren material or nothing shiny. You can kind of see, you know, it's just dark oil. That's it. There's no bits or fragments or anything that would be of concern in my eyes, at least. I'm just trying to get as much out as possible so that we have a nice clean slate. Let me put the new filter in. That's pretty much it. Okay, with the oil filter housing, cover, cap, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to replace the O-ring and the main O-ring and the oil filter O-ring as well. So they're in this bag. The main O-ring, oil filter O-ring, and then the crush washer, which is going to be going on the drain plug. I'm just going to grab a small pick. You can use a small flathead, whatever you want to use, but a small pick makes it a little bit easier. You can also use, like I said, a small flathead if you have one, but usually get underneath, take the one off, hold on. You know, you can hold on to these if you want. You can use them for other projects or anything else you might need. I hold on to a couple of them because I have a little bit of a hoarding problem. But obviously they're dry out of the bag, but you can take a little bit of oil. There's still some in here. Just a little bit. Coat it up a little bit. And then you're just going to pop it on like so. You want to make sure you are fully seated in this channel. You can see how it's fully in there. Because I was trying to get a good seal and you're going to have problems. And I'll do the main one next. I'm trying to wipe my hands really quick. Okay, same thing. You're just going to have to take a pick or a flathead and just peel that off. You can hold onto it, you can get rid of it. Take a nice rag and just clean the channel real good, or you just took it out of. Just make sure no old oil or debris or sand or grit or anything in there. Just a little peace of mind. Same thing. I like to put just a little bit of oil on there. Doesn't have to go crazy. You don't have to go crazy. Just enough to get it coated. Kind of helps a little bit getting it on there too. This one's obviously a little bit more of a pain because you got to bring it over the threads, but just like that, you're all set. So that's it. That's your O-ring replacement. Then you open up the filter. I like to take a good look. I like to take a good look at the filter and make sure there's no loose anything in there. Make sure there's no debris, you know, because it was shipped. There might be something in there, some type of, you know, glue or something. So just check it real quick. It takes 35 seconds to do it, you know. These aren't directional, but I usually like to put the information down so when you take it out you can see what it was in case you forgot what your filter number was, and it just slides on just like that. So just like that. Check your O-ring, make sure you're good. Check this O-ring, make sure you're good. Make sure your filter's secure. And now we're gonna go back to the car and thread it back in. So as you can see, I cleaned it out real good. We'll put this in and then we'll thread it in essentially. I'll be back in a minute. My phone's going off. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the phone call. Of course it was spam, because why wouldn't it be? Comment below how many freaking spam calls you guys get every day, because I seem to get like at least 10. It's obnoxious. So, long story short, you're going to hand thread it in. Make sure you get your threads real good. Make sure you don't pinch your O-ring. You can see as I'm starting to get lower and lower, I'm just watching my O-ring. Make sure it doesn't overlap. Make sure it doesn't pop out on you. I like to do it by hand until you get to the point where it's basically as tight as you can get it by hand. And you can bring over your ratchet and just give it a couple turns. You know, BMS, the company who actually makes this cap, recommends 19 foot-pounds or 25 Newton meters essentially. I'm gonna get it tight, and like I said, it was a bear to get off after about 8 months of driving 3,000 miles. So I'm actually gonna torque it again. So I'm gonna go over there, get my 3/8 torque wrench, torque it down to 19 foot-pounds or 25 newton meters approximately, and see if that does anything next time. All right, you guys are my witness. I don't know if you can see that. It's actually, yep, 19 foot-pounds. So click it. That's it. It's tight. It really doesn't take much. Like I said, you're basically just compressing that O-ring and making sure it's seated. So just double check, make sure you got a good seal all the way around. I don't know how much you guys can see. Yeah, you can see it. That's it. Just double checking. Take a little bit of brake clean and a shop towel and just clean it. That's all. Make sure you got no oil drip down there. I usually clean the top, make it look nice and pretty. You know, in case you pop the hood, it looks nice. You don't have oil fingerprints everywhere. Wipe everything down. So now I'm going to go back underneath the car with the drain plug. The new crush washer, and the 17 millimeter socket. And we're going to put that back in, and then we're going to fill her up. And that's basically, you know, drain and refill of the N55 engine in the 335. I'll show you how to do the reset procedure in a couple minutes, but just wanted to show you that real quick. All right, back underneath the car. We're just going to double check, make sure this is done dripping. As you can see, it's still dripping slightly, not a lot. Make sure that obviously the crush washer I saw, but make sure the crush washer came off before you put another one on, or else you're going to have a blowout and it's going to be a nice mess. So that's the new crush washer. And in case anybody's wondering, the torque for this drain plug is 19 foot-pounds, just like the oil fill cap was, or the oil cap, sorry. So we're going to throw this in by hand. Make sure you got good threads. Make sure that you're not cross-threading. Take your time, especially if it's your own vehicle. You don't want any issues. An oil pan for this vehicle is very expensive and a very big pain in the ass to replace. So, like I said, just take your time. I don't know if you can see, but just thread it by. Watch out, buddy. Watch out, crazy. Yep, thank you. Okay, yep, thank you for looking me in the eye again. Yes, that's oil. Get out of there. Watch out. Go ahead. Go play. Go get your bone. Anyway, sorry about that. So, yep, thread it in by hand, as you can tell. As tight as you can get it by hand. And then get the ratchet underneath here. Tighten it up the rest of the way. It's fun doing it one-handed, but okay. So I got it just tight enough to where the oil stopped dripping. So now I can get this drain pan out of the way. Put it over there for a couple minutes. So make sure you get a couple paper towels and some brake clean, and just wipe this all up. You know, just take your time, wipe it all out. It'll get rid of all that. You won't have any random oil drips that make you get paranoid. Once again, I'm going to get my torque wrench, which is already set to 19 foot-pounds. I'm going to torque this down, crush that little crush washer a little bit, and everything will be happy. All right, everything's torqued down. 19 foot-pounds. Took a rag, wiped everything down. Get your finger up in here underneath the little lip. Make sure it's all good. You know, while you're underneath the vehicle, take a look at your shields. You know, make sure nothing coming apart, nothing leaking, nothing cracked or anything like that. You know, just to save the headache down the road. Like I said, this car is in pretty decent shape. I have it in shop every once in a while, and I'm pretty thorough when it comes to stuff. So, yep, torqued it down, 19 foot-pounds. So you grab your tools, and then we'll go back up top. See you. All right, back up top, get an oil funnel. This is one I actually made. It just has a PEX fit in on a clear funnel, and what's nice about it is it fits right in to the point where it's not going to drop in, obviously, but it gives you enough to where you can just put the whole cord in and not have to worry about it gushing over and like that. Once again, when you're up top, just take a look around, check out your stuff, clean your oil fill cap underneath to get some road debris and crud underneath there. So just take your time and clean it out. Just another little tip. Doesn't take nothing to do it. So I'm going to do 7 quarts like it says. Then we're going to check on the iDrive system. I'll show you how to check oil capacity in the BMW and how to reset the oil reminder. This would be a good time for time lapse, because there's really no sense in you watching me pour 7 quarts of oil into a funnel. Once again, I'm using AMSoil's W30, the European motor oil. This stuff got really good reviews, so I'm kind of excited to see if it does anything on my miles per gallon. But surprisingly, this car gets pretty decent miles per gallon. I'm averaging like 27 miles per gallon in this thing, and I don't baby it by any means. I use all the horsepowers, including the little ponies too, in this car. Especially on the New Jersey highways, you kind of need to. You don't have a choice. So, all right, ready? Time lapse. Time lapse stop. Power of editing. That was a time lapse stop that I just did with my hand gesture. 7th quart's already in. We're going to obviously wait for this to drip all the way out. Cap it, get rid of it. Take your funnel out. Okay, funnel's out. Cap back on. Off the cap. Okay, so now we're going to put 7 quarts in. Crawl underneath real quick, take a good look, make sure you're not dripping anything. Like I said, everything's torqued, so I'm pretty confident that we're not going to have any leaks or anything like that. Make sure we're good up here. Now we're going to get inside the car and start it up. It's going to just be a quick startup. We're going to let it idle for a couple minutes. I got a warning because the hood's open. So we're going to start the car up. As you can tell, everything's going. Everything's turning on. So I just want to let it run for a minute, let the oil circulate. So see the iDrive system. You can zoom in. So go to menu, and we're going to go to vehicle info, vehicle status, scroll down to check control, hood open, door open. Obviously I'm working on the car, so that's normal. We're going to go to measure engine oil, but that's not going to work until you actually drive the vehicle for a little bit and get it up operating temperature. Same thing with the engine oil level. Obviously it's not going to be able to do it, but what we can do is, now that the oil circulated through the system for a couple of seconds, we're going to turn the ignition back off. And I'm going to turn just ignition on, don't put your foot on the brake, just turn the ignition on. And then you're going to actually hold down the reset button over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of hard to see. Right there. You're going to hold that reset button down. So you're going to turn the ignition on. The ignition switch on. Obviously lit up. Wait for all this stuff to go away. Hold that down. I'm holding it down right now. Hold it down for a couple seconds. You'll see it. A menu will pop up right where the miles and stuff is. Takes a minute. Close the door. Good job, buddy. Maybe I'm gonna do it. All right. Take 2. All right, take 2. bullet. Okay, let's try this again. My hood's closed now. My doors are shut. I'm going to turn the ignition on. Just push the button one time. You'll see it. Service due in 0324. And we're going to hold this button down. Okay, I want to reset this. I'm going to hold this button down. I'm going to release it. I'm going to hold this button down again. Reset in progress. Reset successful. So now I'm obviously going to do the brake fluid service on my own vehicle, but as you can tell, it just reset to 04 of 2026. So that's it. Every 2 years you'll do an inspection. What's kind of cool about this is if you hold this button down and go through the menus, you can see what else is due and when it's due. My oil, obviously I just did my oil. My brake fluid, I just reset. Vehicle check is going to be due in 2026 at 22,000 miles. My front brake pads are good until about 20,000 miles. My rear brake pads are good until 35,000 miles from now. So you can actually go through the menu, and that's how you would reset. A lot of people don't know how to do that. There's a couple of videos online that show you how to do it, but they don't really give you the steps. That's kind of what I was trying to explain. What I just learned, like I said, if you close your hood, close your doors, you get through the menu a lot easier. If not, you're going to be sitting there for a minute trying to reset this. That's basically it. All right, just quick recap. Sitting in your vehicle, make sure your hood's closed, make sure your door's shut. You're going to push the ignition start stop one time, foot not on the brake, just hit the ignition, and it's going to say ignition start or whatever. Obviously my service is due because I just reset it, but I just wanted to do a quick recap. Now with the ignition just on, you're going to hold this reset button down for a couple seconds until the menu pops up where the miles is located. There you go. And then you're going to release it. You're going to hit it again to scroll through. You can see when your stuff's due and if you need to reset it. And that's just a quick recap on how to do that. I had a situation just now where I had my hood open and my door open and it kept blaring at me. And one thing that they don't tell you is you got to make sure your hood's shut and make sure your door's shut and you're sitting in your seat basically, and you can scroll through these menus at least. I can't obviously run through the measure and oil procedure because it won't let you do it until your engine's up to operating temperature. So I'm gonna have to drive the vehicle, and then I'll show you how to. It literally goes through, and it will say start measurement. Your car obviously needs to be on a level ground, like a parking lot or your driveway. Make sure it's level, and then you hit start measurement. The engine will do everything on its own, and it'll actually give you the measurement. And it'll actually tell you what your level is. Right now my engine oil level is okay because that's the last time I checked it. And that's pretty much it. Check control, all systems okay. Go back to the menu, go back to my media, and that's pretty much it. Just wanted to give you a quick recap on that in case there's any questions on how to reset that for your oil and for your brake fluid. Alright, with the car back down on the ground, as you can see, I like to finish up with some mudslinger underneath and some of the plastics and stuff. This stuff keeps the engine bay pretty clean. It's been almost a year since I did this last, and my engine bays look pretty decent considering. This stuff's pretty cool though. You kind of just spritz it on. Obviously make sure your engine's cool to the touch. I just obviously pulled it in not that long ago to do an oil change, so it's still relatively cool. And then you're just gonna spritz this stuff on. You're not gonna go crazy with it. You can basically go all over the plastics and stuff with it, and let it absorb in for a little bit. Get a microfiber and do your rubbers and stuff. Get down there. Just get my RK Tunes charge pipe. Do this all good. And you don't want to spritz it or you're paranoid, you can just spray it right onto a microfiber cloth and then just wipe it on, wipe it off type of thing. Mr. Miyagi style. But wipe on. So spritz it. Get it good. And as you can see, yeah, just like that, It's like a world of difference. And this stuff's nice because when it dries, it doesn't get all gummy or nothing like that. It's not, you know, I just sprayed it on and technically it's still wet. And look, it's not even really waxy at all, which is nice. So nothing really clings to it. You know, hence the name Mudslinger, because it actually repels mud and dirt and all that other stuff. Here's the directions in case anybody's interested. But I'm gonna let it sit for like 5 minutes to like kind of absorb into the plastic and the rubber and stuff, and then I'm gonna come with a clean microfiber and wipe it all down. And then that's just something I do. Just adds a nice little touch, especially if you have like a good customer, or like if it's like your mom or somebody, you know. This is my personal vehicle, so I like to take care of it, make it last as long as possible. I like to do that on here. I also do behind the wheels too. If you take this stuff and you actually like spray, you know, in the wheel wells, you can wipe that down. It'll get rid of some of the road grit and some of the debris and stuff. You know, you can like get into the back of your rims and stuff with this stuff. It's pretty good. You know, just be careful, don't get it on your rotors. Obviously you're gonna have a world of hurt if you do that. But yeah, see, I spray underneath here, wipe it down with a microfiber. I do down here, wipe down here a little bit, and it'll repel some of that road salt and some of that road grime and all that grit and crap that gets kicked up from the road. So it's kind of nice. This stuff isn't that bad. It's like 10 or 12 bucks a can, and a can will last you a long time. I use this. I've been using this for like 6 months now, and I still have over half a can left. Just a recommendation. Just wanted to give you update on some of the stuff that I do and some of the products I use and have pretty decent success. Obviously, I'm a fan of certain companies, and I use them in all my vehicles, including bikes and lawnmowers and other vehicles that I have on the property. I like to use AMSOIL products. I have tried and tested and true. I beat the hell out of a lot of stuff, and I never had any oiling problems. So, all right, rant over. Just wanted to give you an update. Came out pretty good, right? Sat for a couple minutes. Like I said, clean microfiber. Just buff it in, and my gloves are a little dirty, but you get the idea. It's not greasy, which is nice. You have a little bit of a sheen, but it's not greasy, so nothing sticks to it. It just repels the water, repels the sand, all that, which is awesome. So once again, I highly recommend it, and it smells good too. There's no harsh chemicals. It doesn't make you lightheaded or nothing when you're cleaning it. So just detail your car a little bit. Treat your car well, it'll treat you well, I promise. A lot of people give a lot of crap on the F30 series BMWs, but if you just maintain them, you'd be surprised how well these vehicles hold up. I'm not a little sissy behind the wheel. Like I said, I track this thing. It's seen track days, pretty hard track days too. I have decent footage of it, which I'll upload to the channel eventually. But these engines, you know, the iDrive system, everything, they hold up very well. I mean, it's obviously built for the Autobahn, so it's tried and true. So just a quick recap. Just wanted to show you how it came out, and that's it. Now when you pop your hood, show your buddies or whatever, you know, you got a decent looking engine. Everything looks nice and clean. Looks like you knew what you were doing. So thumbnail.